Hello everyone, this is TechStash, and I want to be going over the shared responsibility model in the cloud, specifically talking about Azure. So first off, we have, you always just have on-prem. People manage pretty much actually everything. And then some people some organizations try and transfer over to specific models and trying to get into the cloud because they see the benefits of it. So we're first going to talk about infrastructure as a service. And what that is, it provides virtualized computing resources over the internet. That's just the base definition. But in that, instead of having on-prem hardware, infrastructure as a service provides virtual machines, storage, networking, and reduces the maintenance efforts compared to on-prem. And what that means is that you don't have to take care of updating your servers and your networking, your pretty much infrastructure. You're just using Azure's or your cloud provider's infrastructure. It is on a pay-as-you-go basis that really helps with upfront costs and is very cost-effective. Some examples are Azure virtual machines. You provision the virtual machine, but Microsoft hosts that server. Auto scaling. Infrastructure as a service allows users to scale resources up or down based on workload. And you can set that up through scale sets. You have virtual scaling and also horizontal scaling. Virtual scaling is you are beefing up your machines, and then horizontal scaling is you are increasing the number of machines. It also has backup and disaster recovery. You got snapshots, replicas, or backups of virtual machines and other resources that you will use in that cloud model. So, platform as a service. It provides the environment to build, deploy, and manage your cloud applications without having to worry about underlying infrastructure. Its purpose is to give developers a way to focus on creating applications and not worry about infrastructure. It's only responsible, the user is only responsible for applications. The cloud provider, as you see, manages the runtime, middleware, OS, visualization, server, storage, networking, all of that jazz. And some examples of that are like Azure App Service, Azure Functions, and it's also on the pay-as-you-go. And really, they're all pretty much pay-as-you-go. Software as a service, that model is a model that provides software over the internet through a subscription. So that's like Office 365, you got Salesforce, Dropbox, anything like that. Users can access and use the applications without downloading on their own devices, so it saves them a lot. The cloud provider handles everything except data, of course. And that's one concern for software as a service is the data ownership, since the application is hosted and managed by the provider. It also offers multi-tenancy. That's what you will find in software as a service, and that is serving multiple customers with shared infrastructure. So Microsoft hosts that, and then they have multiple customers that are using that same infrastructure, like Office 365. So that is multi-tenancy. And not on this list is function as a service. And what that is serverless computing. Allows developers to write code that is triggered by an event without needing the infrastructure. Some examples are Azure Functions and AWS Lambda. And I know I already said Azure Functions in here, so there's a lot of tie-ins. So that's why function as a service isn't as widely known, but it is serverless computing. What you will always be responsible for is the information and data stored in the cloud. It's what you put in and what you want in your environment. Devices that are allowed to connect to your cloud, that's cell phones, computers, and whatnot, connected to your network that you will set up, and the accounts and identities of the people, services, and devices within your organization. The cloud provider is always responsible for the physical data center, the network, and the host. It all depends on what you choose, but yeah, that's the baseline of what they are always responsible for. Your service model will determine responsibility for things like operating systems, network controls, applications, and identity and infrastructure. So that's what I said. Trying to choose what model you're, and it's not like this is all just like a logical sense. You don't just choose, hey, I want IaaS. I mean, you do, logically, but it's how you want to set up your environment and your pretty much organization's go-to route. But yeah, that is the shared responsibility model, specifically talking about Azure, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you.